जी हाँ दोस्तों, नमस्कार, आदाब, सत श्री अकाल। मैं दानिश महाजन प्रोग्राम बदलता दौर में आपका स्वागत करता हूँ। आज रविवार का दिन है और आज हमारे साथ बहुत ही स्पेशल गेस्ट हैं हमारे साथ बात करने के लिए। ही इज अ वेरी इंस्पिरेशनल पर्सनैलिटी। लेट मी एडमिट इन द बिगिनिंग ऑफ द शो व्हेन आई वाज रीडिंग अबाउट हिम, he is so inspiring. I got a lot of inspiration from him, and I hope this show would bring positivity to the many. So today we have a young, vibrant personality from Bengaluru. We have Mr. Yogesh Bhavani Shankar. He is board of director of Snehdip Trust for the Disabled. He's also director of Sahana Trust, and he has donated blood more than 100 times till now in his life. He and his friends have started an app called Scribe Finder, where one can find Scribe. We will talk in detail what is this app all about. They have audio library for the disabled, and they have also started a Sneha Udyog solution where they provide employment to the persons with disabilities. They have recruited 15 blind and 1 physically disabled till now. Very recently, they have started this program, and also he has organized more than 100 different programs for the persons with disabilities. So I'm I'm thrilled to invite him, and thank you so much, Yogesh sir, for giving us time, and welcome to the Radio Udan. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. I should be thankful to you to giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience. And I don't know how deserving I am here to be here. But when you told that, Yogesh, you have to come on because it inspires other youngsters. So that's the reason because I feel I've done just 0.001% in my life. I'm just doing my duties. I feel this as my responsibility. Yet more to go in my life. And yes, thank you so much once again for giving me this opportunity, sir.
So, Yogesh sir, one thing let me admit in the beginning, my English is not that good. So
no problem. You're really good, sir.
Listeners, you need to adjust as well. So, in fact, you have to tolerate me. But because Yogesh sir journey is so inspiring, so I did not want you to deprive from that opportunity from where you can listen him. So I want you to listen his life journey. So Yogesh sir, in the beginning, I want to know a little bit about your life. How did and when you start working for the disabled, what strikes in your mind that I have to work for the persons with disability?
This is quite interesting. Where in 2012, my house was close by to this NGO called Snehdip Trust for the Disabled. When I was doing my degree, and I just met him. He just passed by me, and I met him, and he was very old. I mean, he was just like 30s age, and I told him he was calling me brother Anna. Then I told him, brother, please don't call me Anna. Anna means elder brother. So he was calling me that, and I told him, don't call me that, I'm still young. So then he told, brother, no, you are doing your degree, but I have not yet passed till 10th standard. I have not cleared my 10th standard. So I feel that you are elder than me. That's what he told. Then I told him, why didn't you write your exam? Why don't you give importance to the education? You have to go. And he told, sir, I am very much interested in the education, but I'm not getting any kind of scribe. Scribe is the thing wherein we write the exams for the visually impaired. So I'm not, just because of the scribe, I'm not able to write exam. So that one incident, I felt like we having the sight, just because of us, another person is not able to clear his exams and take further in his life. So that one incident. Another incident, within a week, I went to Snehdip Trust for the Disabled, which was close by again. From there, it was just 1 kilometer. I went there, and I wanted to execute their talent in my college. So I went there. I spoke to a receptionist. She told, I gave my brief. I told them I want to see their talent, what they are good at. So the receptionist told that, sir, there is one person inside. His name is Muhammad Ali. I still remember him. he's very good at typing speed. So you can take him to your college and execute his talent over there. So I went inside Mr. Muhammad Ali. He was sitting on his computer and was working something. And I went to him. I introduced myself. I gave my introduction for almost 5 minutes. And I told Ali sir, can you please show me your talent? Can you show? They told that you're good at typing. So can you just show your typing speed? And he immediately told me that Yogesh, whatever you spoke till now, it is on my desktop. You can read all that. So that's the day I felt like, wow, what a talent, and these people deserves to achieve any kind of big dreams. Yeah, they deserve it, and they are amazing. They are special talent. They can do anything and everything. So that's when I felt I have to contribute something for this society, something for this community. That's when I started my journey with the visually impaired community.
Right. So, educate our listeners. What does your organization do for the persons with disability, be it Snehadeep Trust or Sahana Trust? How you are assisting persons with disabilities or empowering persons with disabilities?
Sir, actually, officially I am just associated with Snehadeep Trust for the Disabled as a board of director and board of director for Snehadeep Sahana Charitable Trust. I actually been connected with other organizations as well, like Deepanjali Trust for the Disabled, Deepa Academy. There are many organizations in Bangalore as well, like Saksham Seva, which is another organization which works for all 21 categories of disabilities. So I don't keep myself as a barrier with one organization. Wherever there is a need, I just keep going. I keep organizing events. We have organized a lot of events like job fair. So normally, this organization, as you said, Snehadeep Trust and Sahana Trust, it provides the hostel facility, food facility, and they give the free hostel facility for the college-going students. As you know, till the school level, the government has a very good support for the students. But after that, there is no government colleges, blind colleges, or government hostels, something like that. So this organization, it provides the free hostel facility wherein the students can go for the normal college and they can stay back in this hostel. So this is what Sahana is doing it in Mysore and Bangalore. In Bangalore for girls, Sahana Trust. In Mysore for boys. Snehadeep Trust is doing in Bangalore and Ranibennu, which is the gateway of North Karnataka. It is called as Ranibennu. So these two have that's how I connected. So officially, they have just given me a small responsibility called uh, board of director, but I've been connected to all the organization,
Right.
and this is what even in my future as
What
well.
is
I'm not.
your core area where you want to work for the disabled? In which area you think there is a desperate need now to work?
Yes, sir. Now, the desperate need is the employment, because employment is one thing where everyone wants it, and that's the ultimate goal. Because everyone study hard, they work hard to work in a good company and take care of their family and earn their daily bread. But our society, what the situation of the society is like. Um, People are ready to donate funds for their food or education, everything. But when it comes to employment, they're not ready to accept them. So this is what's happening. So most of them, they come up with like, Anna, I have finished my graduate, I have finished my postgraduate. I'm not getting job. I have all kinds of skills, but I'm getting rejected just because of my disability. So employment has become a major requirement of this community.
True. So you have hit the nail. In the COVID, even situation got more worsened with
Very
regard
true,
to
very true.
employment for the persons with disability. We
Yes.
thought now things are improving, but this second wave of corona came again, and fear is in the mind of persons with disabilities that they may lose job at any time. So when I was reading your profile, there were two things. A, you have started Snehadeep Udyog
Udyog
Solution.
solution.
Yeah. One, how it works. Second, I was also reading you have started a manufacturing hub. What is that? How you provide employment? What are the profiles you are looking for? Is there is jobs are only for the Karnataka people, or it is for the all over India? So do let us know in the detail.
Sure, sir. I just started on Jan 14. That was my dad's birthday. I lost my dad 8 years back. I just wanted to start on his name, and I started on Jan 14. And this is called as Snehadeep Udyog Solution, wherein over here, the ultimate motto of this company is to provide employment for the differently able talents. So over here, I have hired only differently able, like visually impaired and physically challenged, because I have got a project wherein which suits visually impaired and physically challenged. So that's the reason I have hired only this. Going further, well, if I get a project like data entry or something which works on a technical support, yeah, definitely I am willing to take hearing impaired as well. So my target is like visually impaired, hearing impaired, and physically challenged. Over here, we have projects which is suitable for them, and as you are aware, we have a software called JAWS. Uh, I have installed for all the systems, and you know about visual impaired how effectively they work. So I basically give them the I have just given them the opportunity to just showcase their talent. So SUS is a company wherein uh, we provide telecom service for the clients with effectively timeliness, accuracy, and efficiently and effectively. So this is what SUS is doing. And another, you're just talking about manufacturing. Yes, I thought because when I was just doing this interview thing for SUS, I just came through across a lot of other disability people where they came forward, their communication skills was not that great. So I felt like they were just getting rejected just because of communication skills, but they were good at their hand skills. Like they had experience in making the candle, or they were just telling their achievements how good they are. So I felt like, okay, why don't I start a small scale industry wherein that provides another employment for people who have not seen their college, or who's not that good at communication skills, because even they want the employment, they want to earn their bread as well. They are the people who has been side cornered. So I thought, okay, people who's not good at communication, who's good at their uh, hand skills, I thought of taking them and using them for the manufacturing skill, which is manufacturing hub, which is we'll be starting shortly. Another 2 days, we'll be manufacturing this Areca plates, which is a biodegradable plates again, biodegradable plate cups. So we just installed a machine, we got a place. So even over here, my ultimate motto is to provide employment only for differently abled people, because that is where I am focusing. So we'll be starting that shortly. And SUS, as you said, sir, I'm not going to hire only Karnataka people. I'm a small person wherein I've just invested a small amount, and this is a place wherein I can give employment just for 25 members. That is the capacity. So I am just go. This is just a small experimental project. Going further, if God gives me a bigger strength, I will be starting. I will be starting to take a lot of projects. If client come forward, something like all India projects, I'll definitely take people from outside Karnataka who is deserving, who have the capabilities. Definitely, we are going further to take many people and take this company in a bigger way. So we just need to take this further. We need to have some experience. Going, if God gives me good strength, yeah, I'll definitely hire many people. That is my ultimate hope. It's like making this 15 people into just keep increasing until the strength goes on.
Right. So very shortly, you are going to start your manufacturing thing.
Yes.
So recently, you have employed people for the project. Now you, as per now, you don't have any new project. So, but later on, whenever you will have projects, so you will try to convince people hire persons with disabilities, so they can give
Yes,
you proper
yes,
capitalization.
yes.
So, tell us more about this manufacturing. This will be, of course, for all India people, right?
Yes.
So, we, you have very rightly said, a lot of calls on daily basis. I'm getting people have lost their jobs and they are not very good at communication skill or they are not very qualified. So they are looking for the jobs. Everybody focus on the jobs, IT jobs and accessibility tester and stuff. But there are people who haven't, get education due to some reasons. So now we also need to think about that. Since you are putting a manufacturing, I want to understand a question a lot of people asked me, and I want to ask. There is a huge market for the talking products, like talking weighing scale, talking clock, and talking microwaves. Why people are not focusing on talking products in India? If we go to the USA website or UK website, there are huge number of talking products available for the persons with disability. Can it be an area where one can tell the Indian manufacturer who are manufacturing microwave or washing machines or whatever, why don't you make it accessible for the blind? There is a huge market. Can work be done in this area, or is it difficult? I just want to know your view.
Yes, sir, we can definitely work on it, but we just need to think the pros and cons. Because nowadays, as you said, there is a huge market for this talking things. Because every cell phone have their accessibility talkback option or voice over option. So everyone are preferring voice. Yeah, we can definitely talk to the concerned department and we can take this further and we can get it to the bigger market as well, as you said. We can definitely work it on.
There is no manufacturing of this talking chips, and but till now in India, it can be an option as well. So getting back to your project again, the
Yes.
manufacturing thing. In the beginning, what is your idea? How many people you are going to employ? What you have think? Because when I interview those people who comes for the this kind of initiative, when our listeners contacts them, then they get disappointed. They say either uh, they exaggerated in the interview what they say, or else they fail to utilize their project, they fail to carry forward. So I
Mhm.
wanted to understand that when you are going to start and how many people you are going to employ. Is it again in the beginning for the Karnataka people, later on you will expand it to India, or it is for all in the beginning?
Yes, sir. Because I'll just be very transparent here. This is a small mission, sir. Right now, I have just got a one single dice. I mean, it's a 6 piece, one single mission. So wherein we can manufacturing 6 plates at a time. So I have already hired. I've done all the groundworks. I've hired one hearing impaired person, one physically challenged, two visually impaired, and one intellectually. So we have already hired 5 members who's from a local. Even my ultimate target again is, sir, I want to empower people from rural background, because in urban background somehow they will survive, somehow they'll crack the jobs in private company or government jobs, somehow they'll survive. But there is an immediate need for rural people who was not at all aware of this visually impaired community. They really don't know how to use their cell phones. So I've chosen those kind of people right now, and with this one mission, I'll be experimenting with the selected people. Going further, there are a few people who have come forward, few investors they have come forward. They gonna sponsor you mission as well. I mean, they want to invest on the mission as well. So going further, again, if God gives me a good strength to run this business in a bigger scale, where the small scale, which if I get something like 2 or 3 missions additional, yes, definitely this will be. I will hire many people, but conditions apply only for differently able. This is open for everyone. Sir.
Absolutely. So Jugesh sir, this is the first ever disability community radio in India. So most of our listeners are disabled.
Okay.
I myself is blind. So
Oh, amazing, sir.
so
Sir, I really want to tell one thing for all the listeners, sir. In this life, what I've learned is every human have one or the other disability. So, for example, if a person have a time, he'll not be having money. If a person have money, he doesn't have patience. If he has patience, he doesn't have time. So, every human is lacking with one or the other disabilities. So I feel
absolutely,
so. We are just differently able. That's it.
absolutely,
Disabled, it's just okay. A person. What I feel that the exact disabled person is a person who really don't have a vision in his life, not vision in his eyes. So that's what I feel, and you guys are all inspiration for us, sir. I have been learning a lot, especially from a person called Paul Mudda. He is a visually impaired person. When he is the managing trustee of Snehadeep Trust for the Disabled, and Mr. K.G. Mohan. They both are the trustees of Snehadeep Trust. And they both are so amazing. So Mr. Paul Mata works as an executive manager in SBI, Canara Bank, and Mohan sir works in SBI Bank as a manager.
yeah,
So they started this trust, and their mission was like amazing. Whatever hardship, what they struggled in their life, they don't want the future students to do that, and their mission is so it's so clear, and it is like amazing when they can do so much of great things. I just wanted to be a small part. I just wanted to share my hand. That's the reason I have a close attachment with the Snehadeep Trust. And yes, I've been. That's the reason I'm very much connected to Snehadeep Trust, sir.
right.
So disabled, it's just in the mindset of everyone. Disabled is a person who really don't have a vision in his life, who don't have dreams, who don't have goals to do, who's just wasting his time. They are disabled. The actual disabled are they, not the people who don't have a vision
True.
with their eyes.
So one way or the other, everyone has a temporary disability. So
Yes, sir.
then
Exactly.
my definition for the disability is very simple.
Mhm.
Inaccessibility is the disability. If things are accessible, there is no disabled in the world.
Correct. Absolutely
So
right.
I always ask or advocate accessibility. I ask government to make things accessible. If you make things accessible, there will not be disabled. As
Very
simple
true.
as it is.
Very true.
So this is, we have spoken about two, three more things about you. You have got honorary doctorate from the Hyderabad University. It's another achievement, and congratulations for that. That speaks for you. You don't need to speak for yourself, whether you say I'm very small in this area or what, but your works. So you have donated 100 times blood. I'm debating for the topic, but I just want to understand
Yes.
how, from where you bring such blood. 100 times you have.
Uh, everyone has this question, sir, and the truth is even I don't know the truth because I'm basically a junk eater, to be very frank. So I don't have like any restriction like I have to eat this, I have to eat that. So I'm a vegetarian as well. I was non-vegetarian last year. Uh, I felt like okay, let me not eat non, and I stopped it, and it's been 1 year. I'm not touched non-veg. I just eat egg, and I don't keep any restriction like I should not eat this, I should not eat that, I have to eat only this. Okay, I eat everything. I eat a lot of junk food, and I keep myself fit with my sports. I play every day, either badminton, football, cricket, or I jog with students. Especially, I train them. I train them on different sports. There was a national level blind football. There is a national level blind volleyball. So I train students and I keep myself active. I don't like to be idle as well. So every day I do one or the other thing. So maybe I don't know how where I get the blood from, sir, because even the blood collector as he always asks me, sir, where do you
So
get
some
all
of
this?
your friends were saying that you are unmarried. One of the reason is it?
I really don't know, sir. So there is a person in Thane. Uh, he is my one inspiration. He has donated 500 times blood. and uh, he never comes to any social media or anything. He just donate that and he becomes silent. I know his personally. And there is another person called Chandrakant sir, who's in Bangalore. He's a Bangalorean. He's from a Lions Club. So he always keep inspiring. He keep posting on Facebook. Like he has donated around 250 times, and he is around 56, around 60. So he always keep motivating me, and he gives me a lot of tips how to keep yourself fit, how to keep healthy.
That's a very
So
good thing. If people are healthy, they must donate. There is a requirement. It's a great thing when we donate. So if we can,
exactly,
we
sir.
must.
Exactly. I have a
We can
message
give
to
life to
everyone out.
many. Yeah,
I
we
have
can
a
give life to many.
Exactly, sir. I have a message to everyone. Everyone feel that if you donate blood, you will lose your immunity, you will lose your color, you will put on weight. So they have these kind of assumptions. Sir. But I feel like if you donate blood, the new blood is going to recycle in your body, and you become more strong. Sir, I am, trust me, sir, I don't know where do I, as you ask me a question, where do you get this blood from? Even in Google, it says if we donate blood, they will lose weight. But I don't know, it's a God gift or I don't know, sir. Once I started donating my blood in 2000, around when I was 18. Immediate once I became 18, I started donating blood. But this SGP donation, I started doing it from 2015. My average weight is within 75 to 80. I have not decreased even a single time, sir. So every time I feel like, okay, what is giving me more strength? So there should be a reason for that. So let me donate because I believe in one thing, sir. We don't know what happens tomorrow. We don't know what happens next moment. So my thought is like until I am alive, I should be useful for the society. I should be useful for this nature. Okay, my blood is returned to someone else. I don't know where it goes. I just give it and I just come. So
Yeah.
I believe that until and unless we are alive, we should be useful for the society. It's not only me and my family. It is uh, us. It is our country. It is our world. It is our people.
Right.
So human has to because if God gives one thing to one person, he is not given to the same thing to the other person. It's about we need to share. If God has given eyes to one person, God has given is not given eyes to another person. That means a person who have eyes, he has to help a person who doesn't have eyes. So I believe in this, sir. So
Great.
even while blood donation, I don't know what happens to me tomorrow. I might be in the need of a blood. My family might need in a blood of tomorrow. We don't
I
know how the
know
situation
a lot
goes.
of blind who donates blood, and whenever they go, doctor even asks them, "Hey, you are
Yes,
blind. Why are you donating?" And they
correct,
say,
correct.
"What it has to do with my blindness?" So, anyways,
Yeah.
so you have started an app, you and your friends. You are giving credit to your friend Shri Ramji, if I'm not
No,
wrong.
no, sir. I'm not just giving the credit to him. The reason why I'm credit
No, I mean
is
he
it's his complete
deserves.
effort.
Yeah,
It's his
yes,
effort.
yeah. Let me
So
rephrase it. So it is an initiative of your friend Shri Ramji.
yes, sir, absolutely,
So
absolutely.
tell us more about. I got to know. Again, I will ask the same question. A
Mhm,
lot of people comes with this kind of initiatives, but
mhm.
they come up, then they don't focus it. It only becomes a lip service. So I want to know in a detail. I got to know it is again for the local people in the beginning. It is in the initial phase. So are you going to put more effort because it is a grave issue again? People are not finding scribe, as you earlier stated in your conversation. Some of the people are failed to get their education due to the lack of scribes. So how it works, and are you constantly looking after this project because it is a demand of time? How it works? Do let us know, our listeners.
Yes, sir. Actually, I started my journey with Snehadeep with this scribe as well. I started writing individually. Then Mr. Paul Mother told, why don't you organize scribes for almost 40 to 50 students over there? So I started organizing and I created a team wherein that 4 members become 4,000 members in Bangalore. So I had a very good team in Bangalore. And very recently, I got to know about Sri Ram just 2 years back. he became very close to me. He told his passion and he told his plans and all about Scribe Finder application. He's an engineering student from Anekal Taluk, which is a rural part of Bangalore. So he told me this concept, and that inspired me. Whereas Scribe Finder is an application which helps a visually impaired person to identify the scribe to the closest office place of the location where he selects. So he came up with this application, which would benefit thousands of visually impaired students. And we are working on it. We just launched the audio library as well. The Scribe Finder app is one thing which is specially made for the visually impaired community to identify the scribe. And we also came up with a new project which is audio library, wherein whatever books which is in the hard copy, if you give us, we will convert that into soft copy, I mean audio copy, and we will put it on the Scribe Finder app. So this is the main motto of the Scribe Finder. And as you said, sir, we are small kids yet for this service community. This is we are just putting on the baby steps. So we are just experimenting within Bangalore, within Karnataka. Yes, right now we got a new books from Kerala as well. We are working on that as well. We'll try to convert that. So we'll stretch our wings. Our motto is also to spread
How
our
many
wings all over
people
the
have been benefited from the Scribe Finder app?
So precisely, I can tell around more than 1,000 visually impaired students. More than 1,000 people have been utilizing this application in a positive way. We have tried to reach maximum visually impaired students all over Karnataka.
How many scribes you have? How many scribes have registered?
Sir, there are around 5,000 plus volunteers who have registered in this. Volunteers in the sense who come as a scribe, who come as a volunteer for recording books.
Yeah.
So overall, we have around 5,000 plus volunteers. More than that, sir.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
So again,
yes,
it is working.
Sir, as you said,
in the beginning, it is working in the Karnataka, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, we are just trying to experiment everything in Karnataka. Yes, I'm just repeatedly telling, if God gives us more strength, we will definitely spread our wings to other states and all over India. So with God's blessings and with everyone's support, we'll definitely try to spread our wings.
How are you ensuring security? Because there are a lot of frauds as well. There are some instances, very rare instances, where scribes have cheated persons with disabilities. So it is only on the faith and trust issue, or is there any mechanism where you are ensuring security and stuff?
So till now, we have not got any kind of scene that.
But do you have data of the volunteers? Do you ask them to?
Yes, we do, sir. We do have volunteer list, and we have people who follow up with them whether they have reached on time. And after the exam, the students calls us and they give us the feedback, and the volunteers call back and they give the feedback on the students. So yeah, we have a regular touch-up. And I want to mention these people as well. Adding to Sriram, we have another few people in Karnataka, like Pallavi, Akshata. Even these people are doing wonderful job in Karnataka to arrange strikes. So yeah, it's a teamwork, sir. It's all a teamwork. We all connected. We never met even a single time, but still we are all going on a different path to one destination.
The benefit of this interview is many people from the other state can experiment these ideas, be it a Scribe Finder or the small manufacturing units where they can employ persons with disabilities. There are some units in Pune of candle making. Mr. Shrikant Boland is very famous.
Yes.
So there are people who are working, and I am sure you would also reach to the level where you can recruit more and more people.
Sure. Very true, sir. Very true.
So what are your hobbies?
My hobbies is to not be idle. I play cricket, I play badminton. So I spend a lot of time with visually impaired students. I keep organizing one or the other event to them. I try to identify their talents, what they are good at, and I try to push them. Basically,
There you
the
have
houses is,
organized more than 100 programs.
yes, sir, yes,
What
more
are
than 100.
what are the events? What kind of
Uh,
programs you have
yeah,
organized?
blind cricket, blind football, wheelchair tennis, mega job fairs, uh, quiz, chess competition, debate, uh, many events, sir, many events. And in Karnataka, any visually impaired institutes wants to organize any event, they just invite me to organize the event. So I go there, I organize the event, and they are very close to me. And we have a good volunteer team in Bangalore as well. So whatever event it is, if we just post it on a group, immediately the volunteers just come in there and they just give their best on that day. They spend their whole day, and for all these 100 events, they are the main people. The whole credit is to them, because without them, I would not be able to do so many events. During lockdown time, we used to distribute foods. So like this, we have been doing several events where we don't have a count on that, but yeah, we just keep
What
going.
is the best moment of your life so far?
Uh,
Most
the
happiest moment of your life?
most happiest moment is, I want to share this. It was in 2014, sir. There was a girl called Sumitra. She was a student of Snehati Trust again, and she had this blindness called corneal blindness. So this is a blindness wherein uh, once a person takes his last breath, like a deceased person, he can if he donates his eyes, that corneal blind person can get their eyesight back. So this is a kind of blindness where it is called as avoidable blindness. So that girl was a corneal blindness, and she went for a checkup in Sangi, which is in Pune. So over there, she made a test, and the doctor told that if someone donates a blood, I'm sorry, if someone donates their eyes, you will be able to see. There is a lot of possibilities, and the expense, the operation charge will cost around 1 lakh. So you need to make arrangements for that. So she came to me and she told Anna, in Sangi they told that I'll be getting my eyesight back. I want to. Can you help me for the surgery? Immediately, I spoke to my volunteers and I told them I was ready with the money. I told her, okay, that was I was quite excited. I was working in IBM. So I told her, okay, you just get ready for the operation. I will arrange for the money. And I spoke to my volunteers immediately. Within 2 hours, we just got collected. The amount got collected, and I myself went to Sangi. Uh, and the day it was like a Sunday, so we went there. I stayed. The girl didn't have any mother or father, so I stayed with her. The operation, they took her to the operation theater. So after the surgery, she came out of the operation theater, and she just told the doctor that I want to see Yogesh enough. So he was the one who was responsible for this. That I just went sat next to her, and the doctor tried to open her eyes. And once doctor opened the eyes, she just hugged me, and she was just like trying to describe, is this red color? Is this my cell phone? Wow, it's so nice. So she was just trying to describe all the things. That's the moment I felt like yes, that was one of the most happiest moment in my life, and I cannot forget that feel. I felt that I myself got my new eyesight. I am into a different world. So that's a special moment of my life.
And what is the most touchy moment of your life?
Yeah, that's the one when she hugged me. I felt like, okay, my sister. It is like
Yeah.
that. It is speechless words. Sir. I don't know what to say. It is inexpressible.
What are the 5 things, or what are the 5 areas you think society needs to change towards persons with disabilities, or we need to work in that area to bring a greater change?
So one important thing is acceptance. society need to accept, and again at the same time vice versa, even our differently people have to accept themselves. They should not feel that okay, I have lost. If I have lost my eyes, it's not like you're losing your life. There are so many people who have achieved, so the acceptance is very important. So the second thing is education. Wherein education, when it comes to education, even from the government side, or uh, we were just talking about the scribe. Why government is not able to provide some good scribe, or why government is not coming up with online exams so that they can write their own exams. So even we need changes in that, and everything, sir. Everything, there is uh, lack of opportunities for the different able talents. Like when it comes to sports, cultural. Uh, Everything there is a need, and very important is employment. So society
Yeah.
need to understand that yes, differently able people will work in a different way. It
Yeah.
might be like, for example, uh, he I was just talking about the manufacturing areca plates. Yes, differently able person will work he will give me the same plate what the sighted person can do. It might be slow, but he can do for extra hours and he can work for me. He can give me the same production. So they work in a different way. So try to accept them. Please do accept them, and please give them the opportunity. Do not take a decision that they cannot do or we cannot handle them. They
So,
will handle the environment, and they will definitely prove what they are. We
right.
just need to give the opportunity more than mercy.
Absolutely. So we were reading something about corneal recognition. You are also working in this field. What is that?
So it was, as I said, after that Sumitra case, I tried to make a small survey. I tried to identify why corneal blindness people are not able to get their eyesight back. I was just making a small survey on that, and I got to know that there are so many people wherein due to lack of awareness, the eye donation was not happening. And there were a lot of reasons wherein the eye donation was very less. One was lack of awareness. Another was like lack of hospitals who retrieve the cornea. Even though the family is willing to donate the deceased person eyes, but the person who wants to collect who has to collect the eyes, he will not be available that in that place or in that hospital. That person was not available. So there is a person called Shivaram sir. So he told me about this cornea retrieval, wherein I went to LV Prasad Hospital with the guidance of Dr. Santosh ji and Dr. Sukumar ji and Kashinath ji. I got a reference to LV Prasad Eye Hospital. They three again, they are our role model. They they take care of this organization called Saksham. They work for 21 disabilities. So they saw my passion, and they saw I didn't get compromised. They tried to convince me, why do you want to do this, and I tried to explain them why I want to do, and I told them just because of a person who is not able to collect, that ice is just getting wasted as a burning or burial. So I don't want to waste any more ice. Let me get trained on that, and I went to LV Prasad Roy Hospital with their guidance. Uh, I got trained, and I got certified that. As a cornea retriever. So I came back to Bangalore, and I got connected to different eye hospitals. And wherever there is a need of retriever, whenever there is a call of eye donation, I used to go there and collect corneas and give it to the hospital. So my ultimate motto again is to make sure no eyes get wasted. And we keep organizing this awareness programs like blindfold walkathon, blindfold flash mob. So we try to reach maximum number of people through social media and the malls. We go there, we perform ourselves, and we give awareness on eye donation. We tell them, we give them the exact information. So yeah,
Bhai
cornea
Sahab,
retriever
how do you
is
manage
one.
your time?
That's what, sir. As I said, I don't like to be idle, so I keep myself busy in everything. So whenever I get time, uh, just doing whatever. Like,
Sir, you
so
are
I
playing.
don't have an habit of saying no.
See, you are daily playing.
Sorry, sir?
You are daily playing.
Yeah.
You are associated with many organizations. You are, associated with many projects, but you are a single person. So how do you give us some tricks so we could also work in that direction in that way?
I should thank my mom for giving me healthy food for this, for giving me, keeping me so active for the whole day. So the whole
Your
credit goes to
parents
my
will be
mom
very
because,
happy the way you are
of
leading.
course, so yes, my mom is very proud of
Who's
me,
your inspiration?
my dad, and Swami Vivekananda again, Mother Teresa, APJ Abdul Kalam sir. So I keep reading their books. I keep watching their videos. Yeah, they are my inspiration. And
Okay, one question I ask everybody,
mhm.
and I am asking you. If you will be provided an opportunity to elect one of the ministry, what would you uh, accept and why? Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment or Ministry of Education?
uh, that's a tough question, sir. I don't know because I'm still young. I don't know. I don't have experience in that, but I would choose that Ministry of empowerment and social justice because as I've been associated with this community from long time, I know what their needs are. I have been I sleep with them, I play with them, and I know their pain in depth. So I can work some, I can give some my ideas because only when we experience that position, we'll get to know what their need is. So every day we share our experience, we talk a lot, so we spend some time. So I like to take this ministry of social justice and empowerment. So empowerment is one thing where the major requirement for the country. So
Okay. So, who is your favorite actress?
uh, actress, in Canada, I, I, I Rachita Ram, and from Hindi Bollywood, I say Madhuri Dixit.
Madhuri Dixit. So you like dancing as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I do dance as well. I choreograph dance for best students and intellectual students. I like dancing as well.
So we can go on and on with your projects because you are involved everywhere. It was lovely talking, Yogesh sir. Truly
Maybe God's gift, sir.
inspirational. And do share your contact details with our listeners if they want to get in touch with you or if they want any assistance from you, whether in Bangalore, in Karnataka, or all over, if they want to have your guidance. So do share your contact detail, your email ID. If you want to share your mobile number, that is totally up to you. So people can get in touch with you.
Absolutely, sir. I am here 24/7. Anytime, any possible help if you think that I can do it, I'll do my 100%. That is what my life journey is. I want to be useful until I'm alive. So, yeah, my contact number is 9108 275 104. Repeat 9108 275 104. And my email ID is that's it, my name Yogesh Pawani Shankar. Yogesh Phaani Shankar @gmail.
Great. So we have I have a lovely sister who is a great admirer of yours, Preeta. So she has a message for you. So we'll play out what she thinks of you. So listener will also listen Preeta in that interview. And also today is her birthday, the time we are broadcasting this show. So many happy returns of the day, Preeta. From my side, you can also say, sir. And what would be your message for the listeners?
For Geeta, it's like she is one of my inspiration again. She has seen a lot through her life. She is amazing girl. I really don't have words for. I have learned a lot from the way she has come up throughout her life. Till now, she has achieved so many things, and yeah, anyway, she's going to be with me throughout my life, and she's just, uh, even not from the same mother, but the bonding, the love, the respect, what I have on her, it's like, so I really can't express myself. My love or care through words. It's my blessings to have Preeta in my life. Wish you many more happy returns of the day, Preeta.
Yogesh Bhavani Shankar, a man of humanitarianism, a person who's filled with noble thoughts and ideas. Since then, he was 17 and now he is just 29. That's the reason he stands as a youth icon and an inspiration to a lot of youngsters. I'm extremely proud to be his sister, and it is the biggest blessings and boon of my life to have got a brother like Yogesh. Long way to go, and I'm very sure that all that you do, you will end up in success. And the selfless attitude that you have got is truly tremendous, and a big salute to your modesty and hats off to all that you are doing for the upliftment of others. All the best, bro. Lot of success awaiting for you and many feathers to be on your crown. I'm sure you will be the rock star who will not just create a change but definitely recreate the lives of many. Thank you, Radio Udan, for providing such a brilliant platform.
And your final message for the listeners.
Oh, for the listeners, very important. In life, I just want to tell a small story that a person we have three stages in our life for one person. Like one, it is a small age. A small age is like a kid. A kid will be having a good time to play. He'll be having a good health in that small age. He'll run here and there, but he'll not be having money to purchase whatever he wants. So after that kid grows to like 20s or 30s of age, that person will be having a good money. He'll be earning himself and he can buy whatever he wants. And he'll be having a good health. But unfortunately, he'll not be having the time to spend with his family. And after that, the same person, if he goes after like 30 to 40 years, like something like 70 years of age, that person will be having money. Whatever he has earned in his life, he'll be having that money. He'll be having a lot of time to spend with family, to have a walk. He'll be having a lot of time. But he'll not be having that health, that energy to run around, or he'll not be having that health. So with this, what I want to say is, everyone in this world, in this life, everyone will be lacking with one or the other thing. So it might be with organs, or it might be with feelings, it might be with mentality or physically something. They will be lacking with one or the other thing. So let's not put ourselves down. Believe that yes, this is our life. Every moment we need to enjoy our life, put our complete effort, and we have to achieve something. That's the reason the nature has sent us here. The God has sent us here. So we need to prove ourselves. So make utilization of each and every minute, because we don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Stop worrying. Enjoy the day. Just forget about the past. Just forget about the future. Enjoy the day. Make sure that you are happy and your environment is happy. Because everyone is lacking society. You feel that we are lacking with this or that. Every human is lacking with one or the other thing. We are all able in one or the other way. So prove yourself. Make sure your life has a lot of values and morals. Once we going for the deathbed, we should, when we turn back into our life, we should feel that okay, I have done something in my life. The person has to remember ourselves. the people has to remember that, wow, what kind of person, how he led his life. That is the ultimate thing of our life. How we life is very, very important. So that is the one thing where it comes in between our life, how we lead our life, how we'll be useful for the society. So all the best to everyone. Any possible support from our end, definitely I'll be doing. I am going to continue my journey with this. This is just my 0.0001% thing going on. So I am going to continue my work. I'm going to continue my service. So if you feel that I can be helpful to you anytime, 24/7, I'll be available. Yes, thank you so much, and thanks a lot for Udan for giving me a wonderful opportunity. And yes, we'll meet shortly. And thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yogesh bhai. Truly inspirational journey, and I enjoyed talking to you, and I'm sure you might enjoy it too while talking to or interacting to us. Thank you. So we will keep tracking your work. We'll keep talking to you. Thank you so much. And listeners, do spread this interview. Do share with your friends, with your family members, so you can also walk on the way he's walking, and we can learn a lot, and we can change. We can bring a change in the society. Next week, I will meet with another personality on other issues. Thank you so much for listening, Radio Udaan, A Flight of Life. Good night. Bye-bye.